Today we are going to learn 2.6 Science and Spirituality. Here, science in simple terms, it is about knowledge of natural world that is based on facts learned, and it is learned through experiments and observation. How the things happen around us. It's a learning about natural world through experiments and observation. Spirituality. Spirituality means giving more importance to human beings. It is about awakening, compassion, enlightenment, forgiveness, joy, karma, inner peace. Not giving more importance to materials and physical things, but we have to give importance to human beings, and we have to learn how to respect and how to care other person, other human beings, how to attain joy, inner peace with what we are having, and enlighten our life. Here, this lesson is about the experience of Srijan Pal Singh with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Okay, there is a book, What Can I Give? From this book, we have there is your lesson is an extract of from this lesson, from this book. We can see the image of Srijan Pal Singh with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Here, Missile Man of India, he is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He is known as Missile Man of India. Here, information is given here. APJ Abdul Kalam was born on 15th October 1931, 27 July 2015. He died in the year 27 July 2015. He was an Indian aerospace scientist who served as the 11th President of India from the year 2002 to 2007. He was born and raised in Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu, and studied physics and aerospace engineering. He spent the next 4 decades as a scientist and science administrator, mainly at the Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, in short, an Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, and was intimately involved in India's civilian space program and military missile development efforts. He thus came to be known as the Missile Man of India for his work on the development of ballistic missile and launch vehicle technology. He also played a pivotal means important organizational and technical and political role in India's Pokhran 2 nuclear testers in the year 1998. The first since the original nuclear test by India in the year 1974. Okay. Now we are going to see warming up, Science and Spirituality, page number 89. First question, get into pairs, groups, and match the columns. Here we have to match the words with their meaning. Here science means the intellectual and practical activities in a systematic study of structure and behavior of the natural world through experiment and observation. Second, religion, the belief in and worship of a superhuman controlling power God. Spirituality, the quality of being more concerned with the human spirit as opposed to material or physical things. Philosophy, the study of basic nature of knowledge, reality, and existence, especially as an academic subject. Theology, the study of nature of God and religious belief. Okay, so these are the terms we have to keep in mind because we are going to see these words in our lesson. Second question, given below are some incomplete quotes. Complete them choosing from the words science, religion, spiritual, and make them meaningful. You have to use these three words to complete this quotes. First one, science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. Second, science has outturned our spiritual power. We have guided missiles, but misguided man. Third, on a spiritual journey, we all have the same destination. Fourth, religion is meant to awaken man's love for his source, God. Fifth, religion provides a means of with the creator of heaven and earth in the language of your heart and soul. Sixth, science is a beautiful gift to humanity. We should not distort it. These are the quotes we have to complete the works. Third question, what's the difference between science and technology? Discuss in pairs and tell your answer to the class. Okay, I will tell the answer. We generally assume that the science and technology mean almost the same thing. However, there is a difference. The goal of science is the pursuit of knowledge for its own sake, while the goal of technology is to create products that solve problems and improve human life. Simply put, technology is a practical application of science. Fourth question, do you think that science and faith are both important in our lives? Why discuss in your group and give a small presentation in front of the class? Answer, both science and faith are important in our lives. Science explores the truth about the body and the physical world. Faith introspects on the nature of the soul. Both should be replaced by a much broader perspective integrating the communion between science and faith and also between body and soul. We believe in order to understand and we understand in order to believe. Believe in faith, understanding is science. Believe is faith, understanding is science. Question 5. We need science. First answer is given to understand latest technology, to know about the physical world and a universe is the answer. Second, we need faith to enable our spirit to soar high, to have a hope and to believe in a reason for our existence. Question 6, refer to a dictionary to find out the meanings of the following word. Spirit, meaning is given here for the word spirit, a person's mind or feelings or soul. First word, spiritual. Spiritual means relating to or affecting the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. Second, spirituality. Spirituality means the quality of being concerned with the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. Third, spiritualism, a system of belief or religious practice based on supposed communication with the spirits of the dead, especially through mediums. Spiritualist, both words spiritualist, meaning an advocate of the doctrine that spirit exists as distinct from matter, or that spirit is the only reality. These are the answers. Here is our lesson, science and spirituality. Part 1. There are 3 parts here. We are going to see one by one. First, part 1. We often witness conflict. Conflict means argument between 2 groups of people. One that believes in science and other that believes in religion. Dr. Kalam was a great scientist. This is indisputable. Indisputable means undeniable. But he was also convinced that fact and faith can together create a better planet. Fact means here science and faith means here spirituality. Belief in God and giving more importance to human beings. So he tells us together, fact and faith together can create a better planet. He once told me science and faith must coexist for the human good. For human beings, science and faith must exist, coexist to provide to lead a better life. Science provides focus helps us solve questions, discover the truth, and conceive inventions. Faith provides perspective. Perspective helps us see how our creations and discoveries go on to impact a combination. Vital for the success of society. Vital means here important for the society, success of the society. Science accelerates. Accelerates means here hasten. Accelerates means here hasten progress, and faith curbs. Curbs controls, keeps something within limit. If 2 function true to their roles, they will work together for the betterment of humanity. Betterment means here improvement of humanity. We need both things, science and spirituality, for the betterment of society, for the betterment of humanity. Dr. Kalam's own life was nourished by multiple faiths. His father, a boatman, also served as an imam. Imam means here one who leads Muslim worshippers in prayer at their local mosque, and his 2 best friends were from 2 different religions. One was a Hindu and the other was a Christian. Pakshi Lakshmana Shastrigal was the head priest of the famous Rameshwara temple and a Vedic scholar. And the Reverend Father Bodal had built the first church on Rameshwaram Island. Pakshi Lakshmana Shastrigal and Reverend Father Bodal, they were the friends of Abdul Kalam, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So Dr. Kalam recalled how all 3 of them in the unique attire. Attire means clothes of their religion. They used to wear clothes of their own religion. unique clothes, and used to sit and discuss the community's problems and find solutions. They used to sit and discuss about the problems, and they try to resolve those problems. They try to find solution for those problems throughout the nation and the world. The need to have a frank dialogue among cultures, religions, and civilization is felt now more than ever. It is important to discuss about cultures, religions, and civilization to progress. For the progress of the society, we need to have a frank discussion about culture, religion, and civilization. When asked where he got his humility, humility means lack of pride, from Dr. Kalam would always attribute to his father. In him, he saw how simplicity and divinity could go together. His father, Kalam's father, he was leading a simple life. Divinity means godliness. Even though his father was a boatman, and Dr. Kalam went on to become the president of India. He became the president of India, even though his father was a boatman. They shared the same values in life. Both he and his father had same values. Both believed that if one leads a spiritual life, then that spirituality can lift them out of any kind of confusion, misery, or failure. So they both believe that spirituality can lift them out of any kind of misery or failure. Page number 91, part 2. In the 1960, when Dr. Kalam joined ISRO, it was just fledgling organization. Fledgling means here new and inexperienced. His interactions with the great scientist, Professor Vikram Sarabhai. You can see the here image of Vikram Sarabhai and the Reverend Peter Bernard Pereira. Shaped his thoughts on religion. It was here that he learned about the true meaning of religious service. Professor Sarabhai and his team had selected a site in Tumba, Kerala to set up their space research facility. Okay, here they selected a location to set up their space center, space research center. It was an ideal site. It was an ideal site means here it was a perfect site to set up a space research center. Due to its proximity means nearness, closeness to the magnetic equator. But there was a major roadblock. Roadblock means here obstacle in getting possession, ownership of the site, as it was the fishing grounds of Tumba's fishermen. It was a fishing ground of Tumba's fishermen. Moreover, it had an old church of Saint Mary Magdalene, a bishop's house, and a school. So it was a place which had a church and a bishop's house and a school. Bishop means here a senior member of Christian clergy, which was under the administration of church. Government official predicted that it would be impossible to relocate so many people from the site and destroy religious institutions for the sake of a space research center. So government official, first we have to get permission from the government. If we are setting up some center or any organization, we have to get permission from the government. So government official said that it is impossible to relocate all these things and destroy religious institution. It is impossible. But upon Dr. Sarabhai's persistence means continuous effort, it was suggested that they approach the only person who could help them in this situation, Father Pereira, then the bishop of the region. These people, they both can help Dr. Sarabhai. Only these two people can help Dr. Sarabhai. Dr. Sarabhai and Dr. Kalam approached Father Pereira on a Saturday evening. The reverend means it's a post, said, "Oh Vikram, you are asking me for my children's abode." Abode means residence. You are asking the residence of my children. Residence means if a space center, to set up a space center, we have to vacate those peoples to another place. So it is impossible for my abode and for God's abode. How is it possible? It is not possible to vacate all those things, vacate those people, those who are living and earning their life, earning money. Father Pereira then invited the party to visit the church on a Sunday morning. Dr. Sarabhai, his team, and the forever inquisitive disciple. Disciple means here those who follow. And inquisitive means curious. Forever curious disciple here is Dr. Abdul Kalam. Took up the offer. They went to the church next day morning, Sunday morning. They went to the church. Father Pereira invited them. At church the next day, next Sunday, the Reverend invited Dr. Sarabhai up to the dais after the prayer service. After the prayer service, he invited Reverend invited Dr. Sarabhai up to the dais. Turned to everyone present. He said, "Dear children, here is a scientist. Okay, and dear Vikram Sarabhai, what does science do for us? We benefit from the devices that science has developed to light up our homes." Then after he explains the thing to the audience, those who are present in the church. "I am able to talk to you using this mic." Mic means your microphone. "Thanks to technological advancement. Medical science allows doctors to diagnose. Diagnose means find out and treat patients. Science and technology enhance the overall and comfort and quality of human life. And what do I do as a preacher? I pray for you, for your well-being and for your peace. In short, Vikram and I are doing the same job. Both science and spirituality seek the Almighty's. Almighty's means here God's blessings for the prosperity of human mind and the body. So what is his work to Dr. Sarabhai? Through science and observation, through their invention and technology, they invent new things and which gives us comfort, which reduces our effort. And what does Reverend does? They preach, they pray for human beings, and they always ask for well-being and for peace. So both the work is important, and both are doing the same job. Yeah, next page. You can see the here image of Reverend Peter Bernard Pereira. Pereira, and here St. St. Mary's Magdalene Church. Page number 92. Dear children, dear Vikram says, that within a year, he wants to build a scientific facilities near the sea coast, replacing all the settlements that now stand there. Now, can you give up your abode? Abode means your residence, home. Can I give up my abode? Can we give up God's abode for such a great scientific mission? Dr. Kalam recalled how he witnessed a pin drop silence for a long moment. Pin drop silence means that there was a complete silence inside the church because Reverend is asking for their residence and his own residence and the God's residence for the scientific facilities. So those who were present in the church, they were silent. Then everyone got up and the whole church reverberated. Reverberated means echoed loudly with the deafening noise of a collective amen. Deafening noise of collective amen means they said amen. And so work on the research center was soon underway. So everyone agreed to set up Space Research Center there. And so work on research center was soon underway, but not without alternate accommodation being offered to the affected fishermen, the church and the Reverend Pereira. Here, part 3. A few years later, in the early 1980s, Professor Satish Dhawan, you can see here image of Professor Satish Dhawan, the director of ISRO, under whom Dr. Kalam had made his first unsuccessful launch in the year 1970. First, Kalam made unsuccessful launch in the year 1970, and then a successful one in the year 1980. After 10 years, he made a successful launch in the year 1980, had provided him with more soul-shaping wisdom. Soul-shaping means here to see yourself and to see yourself and to improve your life. He gave these experience made Kalam to gain soul-shaping knowledge. One day in 2012, we were discussing the number of PhDs Dr. Kalam had received. He said to me, Srijan, Professor Dhawan had so many master's degrees, all from the best institution, no less. So I asked him how one can become academically accomplished. Academically means here education, and accomplished means you're skilled. How one can be this much skilled in education? He responded saying that academic brilliance is no different from the brilliance of a mirror, which can be diminished. Diminished means here lessened by a coating of dust. See, he compares these degrees with the mirror. When dust occupies the mirror, we cannot see our image clearly. So only when the dust is removed does the mirror shine and the reflection becomes clear. So the reflection, we have to remove the dust to see our reflection on the mirror. We can remove the impurities obscuring. Obscuring means making unclear. Obscuring means making unclear our souls by living pure and ethical lives. Ethical means moral lives. And by serving humanity. We can remove these if whatever PhDs I have received, I have to work for society. If I'm not working for society, there is no use of those PhDs. So what he says that we have to serve humanity. We have to lead a moral life, and we have to remove the dirt from our soul. These words took me back to my meeting with Dr. Kalam after my graduation from IIMA in the year 2009. At the time, he had advised me to use my degree and gold medal to transform the society I lived in. Dr. Kalam advised Srijan Pal Singh to work for the society, work for the betterment of the society, use this degree and gold medal and work for the betterment of the society. Back in the present moment, it suddenly struck me that Dr. Kalam's advice had in fact directly resonated. Resonated means echoed, resounded from Professor Dhawan's belief. What Professor Dhawan believes that we have to work for society. So here he remembered these things. The more I lived and worked with Dr. Kalam, the more I realized that those his words of wisdom I was getting to learn from countless great minds. Srijan Pal Singh was able to learn from this, gain knowledge from these countless great minds. In April 2009, Dr. Kalam was invited to attend page number 93, attend the 102nd birthday celebrations of Holiness Dr. Sri Sri Shivakumara Mahaswamiji in the Tumkur district of Karnataka. Tumkur district of Karnataka. Here you can see the image of Sri Sri Shivakumara Mahaswamiji. Okay, and here you can see the image of Abdul Kalam with Shivakumara Mahaswamiji on his 102nd birthday celebration, which took place in Karnataka. Mahaswamiji is a remarkable person who has dedicated his life to the service of humanity. His greatest contribution is the establishment of a free residential education system for more than 9,000 children in the ashram. He established, means he have founded ashram where 9,000 children resided and perceived education. The most astonishing means here surprising aspect of the entire event of his birthday was that 102-year-old Swamiji stood on his feet without any support. He looked as steady and alert as any other youngster present there. This display of inner strength touched Dr. Kalam deeply. Okay, he was able to stand at this age of 102. He is able to stand and he is able to give a speech at his age. So Dr. Kalam was deeply touched by his action. A couple of days later, we were discussing this unusual birthday party. I said to him, "Sir, do you know only 4 out of 1 lakh people cross the age of 100? I had Googled the subject beforehand." He replied, "But how many of these 4 would be able to stand tall for half an hour, give a wise discourse? Discourse means a formal talk including a debate, and then go on to feed thousands of children?" So he asked, Swamiji asked questions to him that how many people, but how many of them can stand and give a speech for an half an hour? And can after that, how many people will be able to feed thousands of children? Of course, nobody could know the exact answer to this question, but the question itself led to many other relevant queries. Queries means questions. I wonder what powers Swamiji has that keep him so strong at such an advanced age. Maybe It's a balanced diet and a healthy lifestyle, or perhaps it's a genetics, I asked. Dr. Kalam sat contemplating deeply. Here he recollected the tenet of goodness of action from Pramukh Swamiji. You can see here Pramukh Swamiji on the image. Tenet means a principle or belief. Then perhaps swimming in the silence to the shores of Mahapragya Ji, he gathered, you can see the image of here Mahapragya Ji. Here he is, Dr. Abdul Kalam is meeting with spiritual leader, and he takes great wisdom. He receives great wisdom, with collects knowledge with all those, by talking with all those spiritual leaders. He gathered the sense of conscience to be our guide, our best friend. Deeper down in the space-time of memory, he must have heard Professor Brahmabaksha's words about the need of living a pure and ethical life. Ethical means here moral life. And Father Prayara's and Dr. Sarabai's lesson of selflessness in service. Eventually, his thoughts would have settled on Swami Shivananda of Rishikesh. Here you can also see the image of Swami Shivananda Rishikesh, whom he saw a great tranquility. Tranquility means peace and calmness. And finally, they must have come full circle with the memory of life, of simplicity of his father, who always espoused. Espoused means gave support to the value of giving back. The value of giving back. You can see the title, What Can I Give? Okay, here. So from all these persons, he is gaining knowledge and how to lead a pure and how to lead a ethical life, pure and moral life. At long last, he spoke. It is the very spirit of what can I give. He elaborated, Mahaswamiji lives with the beliefs and ethos. Ethos means characteristic spirit of a culture or era of our mission. He gives education to feminist minds, food to feminist bodies. In giving so much, he becomes strong. His munificence fuels his strength. Munificence means generosity. That is what keeps him standing tall and active in life. The essence of a happy life and peaceful society lies in one sentence: what can I give? Turning to me, he asked, what is the reverse of what can I give? Circumspectly means here cautiously, I replied, what can I take? Yes, he said, and that is the thought which is responsible for all the wrong we see around us. We think that we can take from the environment and destroy it indiscriminately. We think of what we can take from other humans, leading us to corruption and inequality. Inequity means injustice. This attitude of taking even destroys families. To keep this planet livable and the human race thriving, we have to replace this attitude of what can I take with the goodness of what can I give. We must think that what can I give to the society. We must not think that what can I take from this society, what can I take from that person. We have to only think about what we can give, what I can give. The gravity of the message struck me. This challenge became my silent motivation. 3 years later, in 2012, the idea became a reality as our What Can I Give movement, through which Dr. Kalam tried to combat corruption, environmental degradation, and social evils. It is important that we ask ourselves this question, for in the answer lies the truth of humanity. So go ahead and question yourself, what can I give? The answer will be astounding. Astounding means amazing, surprisingly impressive. And this lesson is adopted from What Can I Give by Srijan Pal Singh. Let's see what we have seen from the beginning. We have seen that science is spirituality, the natural world that is based on facts learned through experiments and observation. Spirituality means giving more importance to human beings rather than materials and physical world. Here, this lesson is the extract from the book What Can I Give, written by Srijan Pal Singh. He has shared his experience through this book. And here we can see the image of Missile Man of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. And here is a little bit information about him. He was born on 15th October in the year 1931, and 27 July he died in the year 2015. He is an aerospace scientist who served as the 11th President of India from the year 2002 to 2007. He was born and raised in Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu, and studied physics and aerospace engineering. He came to known as Missile Man of India for his work on the development of ballistic missile and launch vehicle technology. He also played a pivotal organizational, technical, and political role in India's Pokhran 2 nuclear testers in the year 1998, the first since the original nuclear test by India in the year 1974. Here we have seen that science means the intellectual and practical activities in a systematic study of structure and behavior of natural world through experiment and observation. Religion means the belief in and worship of a superhuman controlling power God. Spirituality means the quality of being more concerned with the human spirit as opposed to material or physical things. Philosophy, the study of basic nature of knowledge, reality and existence, especially as an academic subject. Theology, the study of nature of God and religious beliefs. Okay, some quotes are given. We have to fill those quotes with 3 words: science, religion, and spiritual. Here, science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. Science is outer or spiritual path. We have guided missiles, but misguided man. On a spiritual journey, we all have the same destination. Religion is meant to awaken man's love for his source, God. Religion provides a means of with the creator of heaven and earth in the language of your heart and soul. Science is a beautiful gift to humanity. We should not distort it. Okay, see question 5. Here we need science to understand latest technology. And here we need science to know about the physical world and our universe. We need faith to enable our spirit to soar high. And we need faith to have hope and to believe in a reason for our existence. Part 1, we often witness conflict. Conflict means argument between 2 groups of people, one that believes in science and one that believes in religion. Here, Abdul Kalam was a great scientist, that is indisputable, but he was also convinced that fact and faith can together create a better planet. Together can create, and science and faith must coexist for human good. Here, faith provides perspective. Perspective helps us see how creations and discoveries go on to impact a combination of vital for the success of societies. Science provides focus. Focus helps us solve questions, discover the truth, and conceive inventions. If the two function true to their roles, they will work together for the betterment of humanity. Okay, Pakshi Lakshmana Shastrikal was a head priest of the famous Rameshwaram temple and a Vedic scholar, and the Reverend Father Bodal had built the first church on Rameshwaram Island. They both were the friends of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Kalam recalls how the three, in their unique attire, discussed about their culture, had a frank discussion about their culture, religion, and civilization to solve the problems, to find solutions. Here, how did he get his humility? He did get his humility from his father, who led a simple and divine life. And so that Dr. Kalam, he went to become president, though he was a son of a boatman. He and his father believed that spiritual life, that one who leads spiritual life, and that spirituality can lift them out of any kind of confusion, misery, or failure. In the year 1960, Dr. Kalam joined ISRO, and it was just fledgling. Fledgling means new and inexperienced organization. And Professor Vikram Sarabhai, with the great scientist Professor Vikram Sarabhai and the Reverend Peter Bernard Pereira, shaped his thoughts on religion. Professor Sarabhai. Okay.
Hello,
Thank
teacher.
you, sir.
Our time is over. That is it. It's a very nice explanation, teacher. Nice PPT.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, teacher.